Have you ever heard a language that's never been written down? A language spoken by only a few hundred people, passed through memory, song and story alone. Deep in the rainforests of Papua, the Mamuna tribe doesn't just live in the forest, they believe the forest lives with them. Every river, every tree, every mountain holds a spirit, a voice from another world. For centuries, the Mamuna lived beyond the map untouched by modern life. But now, that isolation is fading, and their ancient way of living stands at a crossroads. Who are the Mamuna? And what can their vanishing world teach us about our own connection to nature? Let's journey into the heart of Papua and discover the Mamuna tribe guardians of one of humanity's oldest living traditions. The story of the Mamuna tribe begins in Papua's remote interior, a region of rugged valleys, dense jungles and winding rivers that remain difficult to access even today. For thousands of years, the Mamuna have called this land home, passing down their customs, stories and knowledge through generations. According to their oral traditions, the Mamuna trace their ancestry to the first peoples who settled along Papua's highlands and river valleys. These stories tell of migrations, survival against nature's extremes, and the spiritual forces that guide their connection to the world. Unlike many indigenous groups who have faced intense outside influence, the Mamuna's geographic isolation has allowed them to maintain a unique cultural identity. Their traditions, beliefs, and social systems remain largely intact, an echo of how human societies once lived in close rhythm with the natural world. The Mamuna people primarily inhabit the Yahukimo Regency of Papua, an area defined by thick rainforests, fertile valleys, and steep mountain terrain. Their villages are usually built near rivers' vital sources of water, fish, and fertile soil. These waterways are not only essential for survival, but also hold deep spiritual importance. For the Mamuna, the landscape is more than a backdrop, it's a sacred living space. Every mountain, tree, and river has meaning. A story, a spirit, or a lesson passed down through generations. This bond with the land has protected them for centuries, acting as both a physical refuge and a spiritual foundation for their identity. For the Mamuna tribe, nature is not something to be conquered or exploited. It is a living partner in every aspect of existence. Rivers are considered life givers. Forests are seen as the dwelling places of ancestors. Animals are believed to be messengers that move between the human and spiritual worlds. This worldview shapes everything from how they farm and hunt to how they pray, celebrate, and make decisions as a community. Every act involving the natural world is carried out with intention and respect. Hunting and farming, for example, are preceded by rituals asking for permission and blessings from the spirits that inhabit the land. This deep ecological balance is more than cultural, it's a strategy for survival. By living in harmony with the land, the Mamuna have sustained their communities in one of the world's most challenging environments for countless generations. At the heart of Mamuna identity lies their language, a linguistic treasure belonging to the Trans-New Guinea language family, one of the most complex and diverse in the world. The Mamuna language is more than a tool for conversation. It carries centuries of accumulated wisdom, moral codes, and cultural memory. Without a written system, the language thrives through oral traditions. Elders serve as living libraries, storytellers, teachers, and keepers of ancestral knowledge. Each evening, as fires flicker under the open sky, they share tales of origin, heroism, and morality stories that teach younger generations about their history, their values, and their responsibilities to both people and nature. Songs and chants also play a vital role. Performed during rituals, harvests, or celebrations, they blend words with rhythm to strengthen social bonds and collective identity. Through storytelling and song, the Mamuna language becomes more than speech. It becomes an act of cultural preservation. Traditional housing. At the center of Mamuna villages stand their distinctive dome-shaped homes, called Honai. Built from wood, bamboo and thatch, these compact rounded structures are perfectly adapted to the cool highland climate. Their low roofs trap warmth at night, while their circular form symbolizes unity and equality within the tribe. Each Honai serves a specific purpose. Family Honai, where families live and sleep together. Men's Honai, a communal space for discussions, rituals, and sometimes sleeping quarters for men. Storage Honai, where tools and food are kept safe from moisture and animals. The simplicity of these structures hides a deep architectural intelligence designs that have evolved over centuries to withstand Papua's weather and reflect its values of community and balance. Social structure and community life. Mamuna society is built on collective values rather than individual ambition. Elders and clan leaders hold respected positions as guides, mediators, and keepers of tradition. Their decisions, from resolving disputes to managing land, are made with the entire community's well-being in mind. Family ties run deep. Extended families live close together, forming small clusters of Honai that encourage cooperation and mutual care. Ceremonies from harvest festivals to marriages and initiation rites bring the entire tribe together, strengthening their identity and connection to ancestors. In this tightly knit social fabric, every role matters. Whether farming, storytelling, or crafting tools, each person contributes to the survival and spirit of the tribe. The future of the Mamuna tribe. As we step back from the Mamuna's daily routines, a harder truth comes into view. For generations, they've lived in balance with their environment, but the modern world is pressing in, and that balance is starting to tilt. One of the clearest pressures begins on the land itself. Logging, mining, and large-scale agriculture, especially palm oil, are pushing deeper into Papua's interior. When heavy machines arrive, entire swathes of rainforest come down, and with them, the ecosystems the Mamuna rely on for food, medicine, and spiritual life. When the forests vanish, so do the hunting grounds. Rivers run murkier, soil grows thinner, sacred sites are disturbed or erased. Too often, these incursions move forward without proper consultation or consent, leaving Indigenous communities with little leverage to defend the places that define them. For the Mamuna, the loss is not only environmental, it is existential, because their culture, their spirituality, and their identity are rooted in the forest that surrounds them. But it isn't only the land that's changing. Culture shifts too, and that change is quieter, sometimes happening one decision at a time. Globalization brings new schools, new jobs, and new screens. Young Mamuna leave for towns to study or work, returning with habits and expectations that may not fit easily with the ways of their elders. Bit by bit, the language is spoken less often. Ceremonies are held less frequently, and traditional farming knowledge fades from everyday use. In that widening space between generations, uncertainty grows, especially for the young, who are asked to live between two worlds and make sense of both. All of this matters far beyond one valley or one tribe. Papua's forests are among the most biodiverse on Earth, and the Mamuna's knowledge how to listen to a river, how to read a hillside, how to live within limits, offers real lessons for anyone asking what coexistence with nature might look like. And so, we return to the people themselves. Heritage here isn't a display case. It's a relationship between people, place, and spirit.